You might begin to notice that as you settle into this moment, there's something fascinating about how the mind works, isn't there? And in this very moment, you might also begin to notice something even more fascinating about you. How effortlessly you can start to realize something important, even if it feels as though it's been there all along, just waiting for you to remember. Just take a moment and breathe deeply, allowing yourself to relax, naturally, as you start to experience what it's like to be in total control of your own power, of your own time. You see, sometimes people, they might try to rush you, pushing, as if they know better than what's best for you. And in that moment, it's easy to forget your own space, your own rhythm. And yet you know, don't you? Deep down, you know you can take back your power at any time. Even when the world around you seems loud and urgent, there's a part of you that remains calm, completely clear. And it's like that, isn't it? It's like you've always had the ability to pause, breathe and think. To pause and take your time. Imagine for a moment what it might be like if in any situation you could just stop, breathe, think, and choose exactly how you wanted to respond. Can you picture that? Just take a moment to imagine it now, seeing how everything slows down around you, how time seems to expand, and how you feel in control, so comfortable, so powerful. What if it were true that there's nothing you need to do right now, except take your time? In fact, you might even begin to sense that the more you take your time, the more your power grows, and the more control you have. Notice how that feels. There's no need to rush, because in every second, you become more and more aware of how easily you can choose to stay centered. And as you breathe, you feel your body relax even more, and you realize this is the place where your power lies, right in this moment, in your breath, in your thoughts, in your ability to simply take your time. It's almost like watching a river, isn't it? A river that flows gently, not forced, not hurried, just flowing with grace. You might find that, just like that river, you can flow effortlessly, without needing to rush or push against anything. When you trust the flow, you allow yourself to be present in every moment, calm and steady, knowing you are in complete control of your direction. Now imagine a situation where someone tries to push you, to make you feel like you need to rush. Maybe it's the conversation, or maybe it's something at work, something in life. In those moments, you can just smile because deep down, you know you're in control. You can take a breath, center yourself, and in that moment, instead of reacting, you can pause and think. The beautiful thing is about the pause, you're not losing time, not at all. In fact, it's in that pause that you gain more clarity, more understanding. It's in that moment of stillness that you're able to see things even clearer. And you might even find yourself noticing how easy it is to reclaim your power, almost as if it's always been there, just waiting for you to take it back. And as soon as you decide it's time, you just decide right now. You no longer need to rush. You no longer need to be moved or controlled by the pace of others. You can decide to be the one who sets the pace, the one who chooses when and how to move forward. And isn't that empowering? And just like that, you might realize, whenever you sense that pressure, whenever you feel someone trying to push you off balance, you can smile inside because you know you're the one with the true power. And nothing can take that away from you. You can take a deep breath. You can pause. And in that pause, everything becomes clear. It's as if you can see, in that moment, how all the urgency and the pressure disappears, leaving you free to decide your next step. When you stop rushing, it's almost as though time becomes your ally. You can sense it, can't you? How when you slow down, You don't lose anything. You actually gain so much more. More clarity, more insight. More of the power that's always inside you. Think of it like being the calm in the centre of a storm. As the storm rages around you, you're the eye, the still, calm centre, and everything else just swirls around you. But you remain steady, grounded and in control. Isn't that just how you can be? The moment you decide, the moment you breathe, the moment you take your time, everything else begins to settle into its place. And as you settle deeper into this feeling, you might begin to realise something even more fascinating. You've already started to believe it, deeply and unconsciously. You've already started to recognise that you have the power to take back control of every situation, to slow things down, and to choose your response. You've begun to believe you no longer need to be rushed, no longer need to feel pressure, because you're paralysed in your ability to choose your pace, to breathe, to think, and to take your time. In fact, you might find, as you go about your day, you'll notice little reminders of this power. Moments when you might have felt rushed. Moments when others tried to push you. But now, instead of feeling pushed around, you feel centred, calm, and in control. You feel the natural rhythm of your life, knowing you have all the time you need to make the choices that are best for you. And as you embrace this power more and more, you'll find your confidence grows, your focus sharpens, and your ability to navigate through life becomes smoother, more effortless, and even more exciting, because you know, without a doubt, that you can take back your power, breathe, think, and take your time, no matter what is happening around you. Because it's amazing how quickly you can change the way you think, the way you feel, the way you act, simply by deciding to trust in your power, in your own timing. So from now on, just remember this. Whenever you sense that pressure, whenever someone tries to push you around, you know what to do. You know how to take back your power. You know how to breathe, think, and take your time. Because with every breath you take, you become even more powerful, even more in control, and more aware of the limitless possibilities that are available to you. And as you sit there now, breathing deeply, feeling the comfort of the moment, you might begin to realise something quite extraordinary. In this very instant, there's an incredible sense of calm, a sense of power that's always been within you. It's almost like a switch turning on, illuminating a room you never even knew existed. And it's that quiet, steady power that begins to guide you effortlessly, to guide you in moments when the world may seem too fast, too urgent, or too demanding. You see, people, they might try to rush you. They might push you. And they might even try to force you into their rhythm. But the thing is, what if they didn't have to? What if instead of pushing or rushing, you could simply let it all unfold effortlessly and smoothly? After all, when you pause, just for a moment, there's something truly remarkable that happens. The world around you begins to slow down, and you remain the centre of it all, effortlessly in control. You might find, every time you breathe deeply and pause, the world around you becomes more clear, more open, more expansive. And as you take that breath, it's almost as if you can begin to see new possibilities, new opportunities. They're always there, but hidden beneath the noise. And you realise deeply and unconsciously that this is where your power lies. Not in rushing, not in reacting, but in the stillness, in the pause, in the ability to choose your response and create your own pace. So imagine, just for a moment, how it might feel to have complete control over every situation, to no longer feel the rush of the outside world pushing you forward. And in this space, in this moment of your choosing, everything begins to fall into place. You can take your time, and there's no need to rush, because you know deep down, the world can wait for you to find your own rhythm. And in that rhythm, in that stillness, you find something extraordinary. It's a feeling you can't quite describe, because it's not about thinking, it's about being. And being at peace, being centered, being in charge of your own flow, your own pace. It's more powerful than anything else. You might even start to notice how, with every deep breath, you naturally slow down the world around you. As you consciously take control of the space between your thoughts and your actions. It's in this space, between what's happening and how you respond, that your true power lies. In fact, it's in the pause, in the moment, that everything becomes clear. You're no longer at the mercy of what others expect of you. No longer at the mercy of their speed. No longer at the mercy of their urgency. You're the one who decides what happens next. And now, in this moment, as you feel yourself truly taking back your power, it's almost as if you can feel the resistance fall away, like a weight lifting from your shoulders. You know when you breathe, when you pause, you create a sense of space around you. You create time, space for clarity, for decision making. The urgency that once controlled you, well, it has no power anymore. The belief you need to rush, the belief that you must move with someone else's pace, starts to fade. In fact, you may find the more you trust this space, the more you embrace the stillness, the more natural it becomes to let others rush, while you remain calm, clear, and in control. And when others try to push you, when they try to rush you, you can simply notice how it no longer matters. You can see it happening, but you don't need to react. You don't need to feel the urgency. You can just breathe, step back, and know, in that moment, you're not just choosing your response, you're deciding how things could unfold. Can you feel it? How effortless it is to just be, to let the moment unfold naturally, without the need to hurry, without the need to push. It's like watching a flower bloom, slowly, steadily, and beautifully, without any need to rush at all. You might notice that as you take your time, you begin to bloom in your own way. Everything seems to unfold for you. You begin to trust more in the process, knowing nothing is truly urgent, unless you choose to make it so. And here's the secret. When you trust yourself like this, when you take back your power and move at your own pace, you begin to attract even more of that energy, more of that peace, more of that control. People around you, they'll notice your calmness, your stillness, your ability to remain steady in the face of chaos. And in that stillness, you become like a magnet, drawing opportunities, drawing calm, drawing clarity towards you effortlessly. And as you think about this, you might notice how each breath allows you to feel more grounded, more aware, more in touch with the part of you that's always known this truth. That when you take your time, when you pause and breathe, you connect deeply to the part of yourself that knows you're not here to rush. You're not here to be moved or pushed by anyone else's agenda. No, you're here to move at your pace, to live at your rhythm, to choose your own flow. It's as if the more you choose to take your time, the more you align with the energy of the universe, with the natural rhythm of your life. And in that rhythm, everything you need becomes available to you. You begin to notice that even when things appear to be speeding up, you can simply breathe and slow down. It's like the world responds to your calmness, giving you exactly what you need when you need it. And in this space, in this stillness, you realize just how much more powerful you've become. You become a master of your time, a master of space. And the more you trust this power, the more effortless it becomes. You begin to see no one can rush you. No one can push you off balance. And when they try, you simply smile because you know you're the one who chooses your response. You're the one who sets the pace. You're the one who's in complete control. And as you continue to embrace this new belief, this truth, this power, you'll find every situation becomes easier to navigate, more enjoyable, more aligned with your own sense of rhythm. You'll find you no longer feel rushed, no longer feel pressured, no longer feel pushed. Instead, you feel confident, you feel clear, and most importantly, you feel in charge because you are in charge. And as you hold on to this truth, this new belief, you begin to see how your life transforms in front of you, effortlessly, naturally, with no rush, no hurry. And now, as you accept this deeper understanding, this deeper knowing, you realize how truly powerful you are, how in control you are, and how, in every moment, you can always take back your power. And that's your truth. That's your power. And with every breath you take, it becomes more and more natural to live this truth, to live your life at your pace.